Plaintiff Felicia Spires says she met the defendant in high school, and years later, when they reconnected, they started dating. Felicia claims after they moved in together, the defendant stopped working and became a pill popper, and they were eventually evicted because she was unable to support the two of them. Felicia's suing her ex for unpaid loans and a cell phone bill. Defendant Jason Chrisman says his entire relationship with Felicia was based on sex, and he insists the only pills he took were pills that were prescribed to him by a doctor. Jason only admits to owing Felicia for the cell phone bill because he claims he repaid her for the loan in cash.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Tell me what happened.
Well, me and Jason first met in high school. From there, we lost connection. I met him at a bar, and we hit it off. He took me out to dinner. We started getting close. He treated me really well. He had his own apartment, and I met his son. I thought he was a great person, great father. Started sweet-talking me into, all these charms and his own ways. He had mentioned, he couldn't pay child support and...
Could not.
Well, he was having trouble with it and paying for his previous apartment. So, I listened to him, I helped him out a little bit. Eventually, we wound up getting our own place. We moved in together. He stopped working. He wasn't working anymore. I had a full-time job that I was working at. I was paying all the bills. He didn't do anything. He sat at home.
Yeah, do you think you should have moved in together? He wasn't stable. He owed everybody.
That's not true,
man. He owed child support. He owed previous debts.
I know, but he was a good sweet talker, and I fell for him. I loved him, and...
Okay, you better get the sweet talking today. So you get this lawsuit off your back.
All right. Basic.
Give me some background.
Good afternoon, by the way, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Basic. I met Felicia. We were acquaintances in high school for about 4 years. We started hanging out. We met at a bar. We started hanging out after the bar. Basic. Long story short is, we started liking each other. We started hanging out. She moved in, but to be honest with you, our whole relationship was based on sex. You remember that, right? Yeah.
That's not true, Your Honor.
That's true.
Well, that could be because of the sweet talking.
Anyway, long story short is there was no financial problems with me in the beginning. I had a little problem with my child support in the beginning. It was no financial problem. She didn't pay for any of my stuff in the beginning.
So you were stable when you all moved together, financially
I was stable in that apartment for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
Before I even met her. I never had a problem.
Then you lost your job?
I left my job and I went to a different job that I thought would be a little more suitable for myself. And I did try that. But that job really didn't work out too well. It was an all-commission job. So
how long were you out of work?
Months, Your Honor.
Probably about 1.5 months.
Month and a half?
About 1.5 months, yeah.
Right.
But I had some money that I had.
So she was taking care of the household for only 1.5 months?
Absolutely, not at all, actually. I paid, we moved into a new apartment together. I paid $2,600 to get us in a new apartment.
Your Honor, that's incorrect.
She lived at my first apartment. She lived at my first apartment for free for about 1.5 months, 2 months. I had to leave my first apartment because they didn't want her living there.
Okay, let me get back to her, because, you're talking so big, but she's suing you about the loan, so let's see exactly what did happen.
Yeah, what loan?
Okay. So I was working, and he was off for more than a month. It was about 3 months. He did have money, but at the time he had a drug problem, a pill popping problem. At first it started with his pain, like back pains, and then he started getting more into the Vicodins. I noticed the change in his attitude, his behavior, and I wasn't liking it. I told him he needed to get a job, and we can work through whatever. He didn't get a job. I even lent him my car to look for a job. And he said, I need my own car, I need my own car. So he found a car. He didn't have the money. I also lent him $1,000 to pay for the car. Pretty much we got evicted because I wasn't able to do it all on my own. It was supposed to be...
Were you evicted?
No, we left. Why don't you ask her about the $6,000 we together...
No, I want to know about the eviction.
We weren't evicted. We left. No.
Oh, okay.
We weren't
evicted. Eviction.
And pill problem,
Why did you leave?
pill problem, basically when a doctor gives you a prescription and you're allowed to take medicine, I'm pretty sure that's not a pill problem. Pretty sure, when they tell you you can take a certain amount, that's what you take.
Let's talk about that eviction. Now, you say you all left on your own?
We moved into her house.
Why?
Because that's where we left. The other apartment was expensive. It was pretty much double the price of my first one.
You couldn't afford it?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So one step away from eviction.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, I did love him. I wanted to help him. So my parents even came over, helped us move everything out.
And he moved in with your mother.
And then he moved in with my...
Is that right?
Yeah.
You had to move in with her mother?
I had...
Mr. Big?
Her mother's a different story. Don't get me started on that. But you know,
had
no,
to move in with her.
No, I didn't. I stayed at her house because
Why
I was,
did you then?
Because my house was 5 minutes away, my father's house, which I was allowed
So
to
why
stay.
did you stay with her?
Because we slept over together. I mean, we hung out.
Why couldn't you sleep
Back to the
over
sex
at your
thing. That's what we did.
No,
Why couldn't you do it at your dad's?
Because I was at her house all the
Why
time.
couldn't you buy your own? You're so big and financially stable.
No,
Why
because he was
couldn't you
spending
get
all
your
his-
own?
I never said I was so big, Judge. And so
Oh, you
financially
talk
stable.
real big earlier. I've never been out of work.
So some things are really big, but not the financial part.
Okay.
Obviously, if you couldn't keep her, that's not much. That's not much size stuff either. Go ahead. Never had a woman sue me. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay.
So you all were on the verge of being put out.
I lost her to a
Yeah.
girl,
And
first of all.
that's enough, sir. You're about to be put out, and then what happened?
Like I said, my mother took us in. You know, I went back home.
Let's get to the money again.
Okay. The first $1,000 was for child support and back rent when he
All
lived
right.
alone.
Back
that
rent.
was in October of '06. And then $1,641 in credit card purchases and cash advances, which ranged from August of '06 to March of '07. $150 on a phone bill that we had a plan together that he didn't pay me for February of '07. And then March of '07, I lent him the $1,000 for the car purchase.
Another 1,000.
Trying to get him,
All
you know,
right,
to
sir.
get back on
Did you
his
borrow
feet.
any of this money?
I will admit to the money I did borrow for the car. I did pay her back in cash. The night we were sitting downstairs at your parents' house, I gave you $800 cash.
$1,000 when?
I gave her $850 exactly cash for that.
When?
I don't know the date.
You don't know the month or the year?
I would say maybe it's last year, I guess, July.
July of '07, approximately.
Approximately, yes, sir. Sir, when we lived together, I was financially paying a lot of the bills.
Here we
She
go
said-
again. Go ahead, big time. You paid all the bills until you got put out.
No.
Gotcha.
She had a credit card debt when I first met her, about $6,000.
Your Honor, not
If you
true.
see her credit card
So
statements,
your answer is she didn't loan you any other monies?
if I can finish, please.
No, you can answer that question. Did she loan you any other monies other than the 1,000 you're admitting to?
Yes, the cell phone bill. I do owe her money for the cell phone bill.
Okay, he's admitting to 1,000, ma'am. That's all he admits to.
Okay, Your Honor. He also had signed a promissory note.
Uh-oh. Let's see that.
Getting juicy.
Yep. Did you sign the note?
I had no
Mr.
choice.
I
Why
also-
not?
Her father came to my house with the title of my car, said, you do not sign this piece of paper, the title of your car, you won't get it. I'll sign the car over to my daughter right now.
All right. You know,
So-
if you spent less time in the bar and spent more time educating yourself, you would know that if you had a right to a title, you could sue in court for it, just like she's suing you. So you signed a note. Your judgment, ma'am, is exactly what he agreed to pay. $3,400 is what he put down.
Yes, but I also have other bills.
Was that after or before this?
When I went to
Was it after or before this?
After.
All right, and you have an agreement where he said he'd pay that?
No, he don't. No,
All
I don't.
right,
but
do
I
you
have-
agree? He's not going to agree he owes that. He doesn't agree he owes this, ma'am. $3,400 is what I'm granting you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Basically, she said a lot of stuff today that wasn't true. I still think she's hot. That's pretty much it.
I feel relieved that this is over and done with. Now I don't have to deal with him anymore. I got my money that he did owe me, even though he says he doesn't owe me. And the sex, no, it wasn't good, actually. So